Hey everybody, so this week's question is, do you have to be worthy in order to receive communion on any given Sunday? So this comes out of something that Paul actually says to the Corinthian church in chapter 11, how they're doing communion poorly, and they should be examining themselves before they receive communion. That they could be going up and receiving communion unworthily and then bringing judgment on themselves, condemnation. Let me tell you, this little section has been used to keep people away from the table for generations, literally for hundreds of years. We use this passage in order to say that people were too young and didn't understand communion, therefore they couldn't receive. People who didn't belong to our church and hadn't heard the wise teachings of the leaders, they didn't understand communion and therefore they should not receive. Happens all the time. Some people would go up and receive communion and people would be sitting in the pews and saying, "Oh, I know what you did this week. You are unworthy. You are bringing judgment on yourself, my friend. You should not have done that." It's always used as a weapon. It's used to keep people away from the table, and it's used wrong. That is not what Paul meant. That's certainly not what Jesus meant. The table of communion is for everybody. It is a gift. It is a gift of grace and forgiveness. Oh my gosh, if we have to be worthy to somehow come before Jesus, none of us is going to be able to pull that off. That's the point. Jesus comes to us with all of our mistakes and all of our flaws and says, "Yeah, I love you anyway." That's the whole joy of communion and the Jesus message. Don't let anyone tell you somehow you have to be worthy enough to receive communion, to be in the presence of Jesus, to receive this grace. Nope. The exact opposite, in fact, is true. You get to receive that because that's who Jesus is. That's one of the best things we can hear this week leading up to Easter and any time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.